Alright, today I want to go through a bunch of stuff. I may not be able to get through all of it, but I got some stuff that came in. Yesterday I had some stuff that came in and recorded the video. I'm not sure if it's all that great. I was talking about issues I have with autograph requests, trying to get, the right amount of cards to the right amount of people. Ron Hansen was one of them that I had made a video, or part of the video, and I picked out a card of his, 68 tops, and I only have like 3 cards of his signed, and if I've sent 2 or 3 times, that's crazy. I've only sent that many cards, but it seems like he's got 14 or 15 different cards out there. And so what do? Write to him again, or do I send him dollars with his thing, saying I'm sorry I wrote to you last year or whatever, or do I just go to eBay and pay the $6 to $12 for his autographs? We don't really want to know what those things cost, but anyway, we'll go through a few things here. And I had quite the frustration because I swear I put this card in my envelope yesterday, but you know what? I might actually have 2 of this card. I might actually have 2. The reason why I'm thinking I might have 2 is because this one's got wax all over it. So this is a Vic Carrell mini card, and no wax was cleaned off of it, and it was in a penny sleeve. I was like, what is that doing on the table? I could have swore I sent that out yesterday with Vic Carrell's request. And of course, in my letter, I said this is my favorite card, so I don't know if I have 2 of those. And it's very possible I do. And it's also very possible I do, because I was going to send him and then I wanted a backup in case I lost it. So that's very possible what that is. I'm just hoping and hoping and hoping that was just an extra card. And then I wrote in my letter, I was like, I can't find my 79, and of course I find it just now. Just now. It was in a binder, blah blah blah. And it was taken out of the binder so I could write to Mr. Carrell, and then for whatever reason I was looking for another card, got sidetracked, and that stuff just sat and just, so it's been out of binder for probably like a year or 2 or more. Crazy how these things happen. When you have 10,000 plus cards or more, I couldn't even tell you. It just depleting your collection by like 100 cards or 200 cards, 3 or 4 or 5, even 1,000 cards, it makes no difference. It makes no difference on how you can find this stuff, because you have to dig through all 100 different binders to find a card, and lots of cards don't fit in binders. Frustrating. I mean, again, here's some other cards that I pulled out. Marty Perez, because he's $5, and I don't feel like that's worth $5 to me. And then I've got Ken Schramm. I'm looking to see if I need that one, or if it goes in my set build, and it's in a box somewhere where I don't know where it is. Roger Metzger for whatever reason, and we've got Sam Ewing. So again, and I don't know if I already have that Roger Metzger, if that's a better condition. I have to look and double checking everything when you don't do everything on paper lists or electronic lists on the computer. I just can't go to Sports Card Forum Trading Card Database. I think I need to get a new password or something like that. They've lost it, or they blocked me out of it, so I can't really look at things right now. I'll just throw this, and I guess that's an Andor figurine. I'll just throw that in the background there. That's something I picked up when I was at the bin store. I also got a postage, so I was able to get $2.50 worth of stamps there at the Goodwill bin store. Probably cost me 20 cents for that. I don't really know. But there was a bunch of worthless stamp hinges in there that were kind of loose, and I said, those got to be thrown away. So we got some cards here. I'll show you this one here. This is Tommy Harper, which I picked up here. And I hope I have everything laying around here, because I try to do this in one shot here. Go through. I had another card here, so if we can't find that one, that will be for another day. Again, I lose things as fast as I just set them down. So this one here is Tommy Harper. It's a buyback. This one got shipped very, very quickly here. 1975 tops with the 50th anniversary from, 50 years. So yeah, that's 50 years since 75. So yeah, that's sort of last year's buyback or whatever. They had 3 copies of this, and I was able to get one for $1 plus shipping or something like that. And it came here relatively lightning quick, so I was very happy. Dean's Cards is the last order that I really have been waiting on, and unfortunately, they are the one that's been out the longest. So these bigger shippers, just don't mess with them. Just go with the small people, I guess. Or smaller people. I don't know. It's hit and miss so bad. Then this I almost forgot to show. I accidentally bought this. It was in my list of things to buy eventually. But eBay basically took the other card instead of this one, I think is what happened. Something to that effect. I don't know. One card got purchased and said, you still owe money on this card. I was like, what is going on here? But this is a SP. I have none of these. This is my first one. I've never seen these in my lifetime. SP Prospects 2004. A guy for the Mets. I don't know if he signs autographs now. Chris Cards could probably figure that one. Big Mets fan there. But this is Jeffrey Landing. Of course, there are no logos on this card whatsoever. So I don't know. Well, actually the Mets logo. But why do they have the Mets logo in here in silver embossed? And this is autographed by Jeffrey Landing. But see, his hat has no logos on it, nothing on his uniform. But there's a big old embossed Mets logo there, so that's weird. Pitcher prospect, I guess. So I don't know. But it was $1 plus shipping or something crazy like that. $1.01 or whatever it had to have been. Nothing, virtually nothing. So it was not even $2 to get this autograph, you know, and I go with that vendor a lot of times because it's just cheaper. Some of these minor league prospects signed a lot, a ton when they were in the minors, and now they don't sign for nothing. So we got some other cards here, and this was packaged in these types of holders here. In fact, maybe even this exact one here. And it was all kinds of purple, dark purple, and black tape. It was like, what in the heck is going on here? But we got from our buddy, and I can just promote this here, Boom's Card Warehouse. There's his email, his YouTube, and Scan Me All stuff there if you want to scan that code if you can. Look at that one there. Just go to Boom's Card Warehouse. He's got a promotion going on. I think you can buy 3 or something and get the 4th one, or I'm not exactly sure how the whole deal is right now, but very happy to get these cards here. And I'm going to be doing a video on this eventually, but I'll be finishing off my Magnum PI set. So thank you, Boomslang. I finished off my Magnum PI set if I did my cards correctly there. So this is card number, I don't remember. It's black on black right there, so you can't really see it. But that's a very popular card. I think I bought the last copy he had. And then this one here with Higgins and the Dogs. There's 2 or 3 of that exact image in the set there. I think they made a mistake and just ran out of pictures, and so they squeezed another one in there. So I think what happened was I bought some from a seller and they shipped me the wrong card. And so, because they didn't look at the numbers there, so that was why I was behind the 8 ball on that set partially. And also I was buying most of my cards on COMC because I could maximize my efforts on that. And then some people would just randomly say, okay, $5 or $6 for this card, but every other card was like 42 cents. I'm like, I'm not paying $6 to finish off the, you know, those last 4 or 5 cards I needed would wipe out the value of putting the set together. And again, I put the set, Donruss basically cheats you out of a few cards each box, and so there's card number 2 of Higgins. I have his autograph on 3 or 4 of them. I have also Roger E. Mosley on a few cards, and I have the other guy, I can't think of the guy who played Rick, the actor, I can't think of his name right now. But there's card number 50, a Magnum NTC's helicopter. If you didn't know, Roger E. Mosley died in a car wreck tragically a few years ago. So there was that one. And then we have another card. I think there's wax on it, or something that maybe will clean off. Hopefully that will clean off there. Nothing too major. Hopefully it was never trimmed. But anyway, this is a NBC 53 Topps, I want to say. There's a 52 set there that I've got my eyeball on. I've got an access to, but you know, what I wanted to do kind of is just kind of let's lay low on cards for a while, because I do want to get my after school special photographs from Historic Images where they're doing that, you know, I think spend 100 or buy 20 photographs, and so essentially that would be $200 and you get 50% off, so it's like $100. And so that's really, I would say, good, but that's better than nothing. So anyway, this card here, and this is card number, there's 80 some cards in the set, so it takes a long time to get that done, but this is number 29, and this is Kenneth Banghart, whoever he is. But again, these are all NBC celebrities from back in the 50s. They might have even chosen to use 1940s era pictures, so very, very old and sometimes maybe even outdated photographs. They're probably all more or less colorized. I don't know if that was an actual color photograph. Don't really know. But you can read up about Kenneth Banghart. You know, he was born in Newark, New Jersey. Didn't say when. But, you know, if he was born in 53, and this guy is probably middle-aged there, as that would probably put him in like not the 20s, but it'll probably put him in, like, you know, the teens or something when he was born, maybe. That's my guess. There are actually some people in this set, like Christopher Walken, that are still alive. Up until recently, you know, the guy's, I can't think of the guy's name, his dad was still alive. Reiner, Carl Reiner, and there's, I think, a couple of the child stars that might be alive, but I can't find them anywhere to see if I can get their autographs. So I don't know if anybody in this set will sign. So there is that one there. So I think that will do it for today's video here. Had a great trip at the thrift store. I got rid of some stuff, and I didn't spend a whole lot of money, and that's the whole point of it. But man, the traffic was so bad. You just basically have to, you know, when it gets dark or the fog comes in, you just have to basically really be careful, because I got turned around, fault of my own, because there was a bus blocking traffic, and so I went around the bus, and then behind the bus was just a row of traffic, and you couldn't change lanes for nothing. So I had to go to the next exit, and then, you know, backtracking, I get mixed up, so I didn't take that, and then there was a guy that was riding a bicycle on the wrong side of the road. You're supposed to go with the traffic and not against the traffic, and I almost ran into him because he was wearing jet black clothing and no bicycle lights of any kind. This is like 6 o'clock plus at night, where it's just pitch dark, and I couldn't see him because, you know, you're farther out, you get out of town, there's less lights. I mean, it was in town, but, you know, it's kind of a motel complex, and you can't really see. There was no light, I guess, at the end of that, whatever it was, and this guy just zipping on through like there was no tomorrow. If I see a car that's looking like it's ready to turn, I am not going to take my chances, and you know, I will slow down. I'll slow down and hope he sees me, you know, and then or stop and then wait for that car. But I'm not just going to blast on through. So there's a lot of cyclists, tons of pedestrians last night as well too. Just, I don't know what people are thinking, you know, because I can't see one of them. It's not my fault, it's their fault. They are not visible. And that's why so many people get hit on bicycles, and people run into each other in the fog and wrecks and things like that. Again, because when you're in a community that wasn't this crazy packed, and now it is, and a lot of farming out in here and there and everywhere, big trucks. I mean, you get that in every city, and you get accidents in every city. You know, people moving from one point to the other and don't know the lay of the land. You just have to be super careful out there. So sometimes I was wondering, is it worth it to me to go and spend $6 at the outlet, you know? But I met up with some great friends and got to, you know, get some feedback from them and tell them what was going on for the rest of the week. It's, you know, it's like meeting up at card shows and things like that, which is going to be this weekend here. But I'm still 50-50 on the card show. I just really don't know that I'm going to be able to get to it. It's an extra trip for me that I wasn't planning to go, and also it's not that far, but you know, am I going to see anybody there I really know? I don't know yet. I haven't decided on that. It's already Friday. Got to get my money out for the weekend if I'm going to do that. So that is all I have for today, and just card stuff, life in general. Thank you for watching.